Covering about 20,000 square kilometers, Kakadu National Park is listed as World Heritage for both its cultural and natural values. Across the park, a road leads to some of the most delightful landscapes on Earth. Wetlands, rivers, floodplains and rock escarpments shape a world that resembles the ancient times. Those primordial times when the first settlers left their experiences and souls printed on the rock. The journey is known as Naturesway, and this is our journey. Wetlands in Kakadu are acknowledged for the vital role they play in the conservation of numerous bird species. As the dry season takes over, this place will host an increasing amount of fauna seeking for refuge, water and food. Our journey begins in McCullough Wetlands. This place features a stunning variety of bird life. McCullough offers excellent conditions for breeding, foraging, and hunting. Predators like this whistling kite are always on the lookout. For centuries, these wetlands were hunting grounds for Aboriginal communities who made use of the food and fiber provided by the pandanus woodlands. Pandanus trees thrive in these waterlogged soils. Its distinctive fruit is edible for man and many animals, while its tough and spiny leaves provide a secure shelter for small species like this young Gilbert's dragon. Aboriginal groups in Kakadu used to have a nomadic way of living. The location of their campsites would adjust to the seasons. When the lowlands were flooded during the wet season, people would move into higher grounds looking for shelter. Yubi Rock is a very significant site for Aboriginal communities of the Kakadu region. On its walls is displayed one of the greatest collections of ancient art in the world. Food sources are recorded as an educational tool for generations to come. History lessons are learned through rock paintings. This story talks about a conflict between two groups of people that started when a woman was punished too severely for disobeying the traditional rules of food and gender. Some paintings are of greater significance, as they represent traditional beliefs. The rainbow serpent, a widespread symbol of the Aboriginal people in Australia, is here represented. When conditions allowed it, during the dry season, Aboriginal groups would move into the lowlands again. The rocky country on the riversides of East Alligator River is a witness of the Aboriginal activity in the region. This rock art piece talks about the types of food people would gather in that particular place. Next to the paintings, it's common to find the author's signature. The Northern Territory is subjected to an average of 2 or 3 cyclones per year. Last year's cyclone brought down many trees. But with disasters, blessings come. And many birds find refuge in the roots and branches of fallen trees. In the distance, a controlled fire attracts many predators on the look for an easy catch. The river takes its name from the crocodiles that live in it. Kakadu is known for the strong presence of the majestic but infamous estuarine crocodile. Saltwater crocs have adapted their behavior to the increasing human presence and the transformation of the landscape. A clear example is visible at Cahill's Crossing. This man-made structure works as an obstacle for fish like barramundi. The low visibility in the river makes it harder for both the fish and the croc, which is waiting for the young barramundi with arms wide open. The river provides enough food for those who look for it, and this rainbow bee-eater has found its share. Heading south, far from East Alligator, is another spot of great significance for Aboriginal communities. Norland rock rises up as a lonely giant, an outlier, separated from the big Arnhem Plateau. The rock art in Norland is extraordinary. The stories told here represent events regarded with atmospheric processes in this part of the world. Thunder and lightning come with the wet season, and water brings good fish for man to eat. Cultural features like ritual dances are also represented in this piece. The nature of the dance will adjust to the occasion, and different body paint patterns have different meanings. This X-ray painting describes features of the wallaby's anatomy. This is the way new generations were taught about the animals they could eat, and the way they had to be prepared. This block bullaroo is endemic to this area, and it was most likely one of many delicacies for Aboriginal people in Kakadu. Further south is one of the biggest wetland systems in the park. An important food gathering area for Aboriginal people, Yellow Waters is home to an abundant and rich diversity of plants and animals. Crocs are abundant in Yellow Waters. Their diet here is likely to be more diverse than in East Alligator. And the dry season attracts an ever-increasing number of fauna. Foraging, hunting and breeding areas around the park are reduced. And you could say time has shaped many species into gregarious habits. The jabiru is the most iconic bird in Kakadu and the emblem of the park. This monogamous species shares a fascinating breeding ritual. It takes one evening to understand why these wetlands are called yellow waters. The very south end of the park contains another iconic location. Norland Falls stands out for its astonishing crystalline water and the emerald green color of its plunge pools. Kakadu bushlands sustain an immense amount of life forms, but none has such power in molding a landscape as the humble termite. These prolific builders construct mounds that can reach 3 meters high and are spread all around the Kakadu region. Some prefer numbers, others strategy, and this stick insect relies on its capacity to resemble the vegetation in order to avoid predation. With the end of the wet season, or yage as Aboriginal people call it, the time to burn patches of vegetation begins. This traditional procedure is actually good for the region as it helps prevent wildfires, which would normally happen without human intervention. Finally, the Jim Jim Falls and Twin Falls region is formed by big gorges like this one. This particular pool is of great significance for Aboriginal communities. Tradition says the iconic rainbow serpent still sleeps underneath this waterfall. The top of Twin Falls seems waterless already at the beginning of the dry season. However, the river still flows thanks to a system of fractures in the rock. With time, these small fractures break into bigger fractures, which end up forming the canyons we see today. Fauna in the region stays abundant all year long. This freshwater croc is easily distinguished thanks to its narrow snout, which is more efficient for capturing the small fish that live in this area. As you walk by the riverside, it's likely to run into one or two surprises. Kakadu is home to a wide range of species of arthropods. but no other arthropod says Kakadu, like the green ants. Green ants form nests on leaves of a wide range of species all around the Kakadu region. Kakadu is indeed an amazing destination for nature lovers and a very interesting site for those willing to get a deeper insight into our very own character as human beings. Creation gives us a glimpse on matters that relate to us all. The way we live our lives and the effect it has on others. Conservation efforts in Australia should lead to preservation of more areas like Kakadu. This is the end of our journey, and new destinations await. Every big trip starts with one small step. That is Naturesway.